post heavy, now it's basically guard-driven teams. How different will the matchup be than if you played a year ago at the end?
Well, I wish we were playing a year ago at the end, obviously, but I'll tell you what, Mike has done a heck of a job because when you watch their tape, they are driving that ball. They're driving the ball. They're running good stuff to put them in positions to drive the ball. He is mixing up their defense like I've never seen him, which is they're playing a 1-3-1, a 2-3, a 1-2-2, a 1-2-2 press. Sometimes fake, sometimes they come. They spread out a 1-3-1. He's trying everything to see if he figures out what he likes for the team, and I imagine they'll do it in the game. But you're going to have two driving teams. Two teams are going to drive, drive, drive. So the game will probably take 2.5 hours because there are going to be fouls. We're going to foul, and they're going to foul. Both teams are driving the ball. His team's driving the ball. My team's driving the ball.
Do you feel like you and Kay are both basically in the same boat?
We're trying to figure it out. And you're not – just like they can't be ready for everything because they had 1 day of preparation unless they prepared for us before the weekend games. We're not ready for – they got 9 out-of-bounds plays. They got 4 different offenses they're running. They do 2 different things versus the play. They got a nice side out-of-bounds play. They're going to play 1-3-1, 2. You cannot – we're not going to be ready for everything. It's too early. We have Tyler, who never started a game, and Marcus Lee, who's only started a few games, and the other guys are all freshmen. Alex is coming off the bench. This will be a good game. I'm anxious to see Alex. Again, elite athlete. I don't care about anything else. Just when people watch you, they say, that is an athlete. If not, we're still not getting through to him.
John, with the driving that both teams are going to do, how is the new rules about block charge?
It's not block charge. It's like you can't touch anybody. So it's you put your hands down there, you put your forearm down there, you hip check. The guy's driving, there's body contact. Those are all automatic fouls. So maybe I'm wrong, but I just think there's going to be, if we both play how we've been playing, there's going to be a lot of fouls called.
What I meant was when you guys played the last time.
They moved the arc out, so it's different.
So not an issue.
I don't think so.
What have you noticed have been the rule changes that have had the greatest impact through 2 games?
We had a 30-second violation, which is unusual for us. So maybe the 5 seconds matter a little bit. I don't believe so, but I just want them to continue, whether it's on my team or the other team, or if it's both teams, call the fouls. Just call the fouls. Make us adjust. That may mean we have to play zone. That's my job. Figure it out. But I think Mike's done a fabulous job. When I watched him, I was, he's trying stuff. He's not just saying we're playing like we did the year before. He's not. They're doing a couple of the same actions, but the idea of what they're doing, totally different.
That night in Atlanta, 4 years ago now, I guess, against Duke, when Alex did what he did.
Alex played good.
What did you think you had on your hands at that moment, that night?
I don't do that. I mean, Alex has had an injury. He's had a good career. Now it's time to be great. An injury like that, my son called me, who had the same injury, and said, Dad, he's just coming back. Like, I know how hard it is. So that's my son getting on me because I want more than maybe he's ready to give right now.
With all the attention on the guards, what kind of opportunity does this present for Scal on the side?
Scal will have trouble with Plumlee. Plays very physical. It's going to be a challenge for him. I mean, this is a grit game, a grinded game. They do a great job of wedging on rebounds. When they shoot the ball, they will wedge you all the way under to the cheerleaders. So if you're not ready to fight, they're going to get offensive rebounds. Like I said, they've got good players. They've got good shooters. They've got size. I mean, they're going to start 6'9", 7 foot, I believe, and 2 6'5" guards. That sounds like our team a year ago. They're big and long.
You said before you've never taken a player home and had him play well. Does that apply for the second trip home for Tyler this week too?
I think Tyler will be fine. Tyler's he's a different cat. He has a different way of doing things, but I'm anxious for him to get home and let him see family, and Charles the same thing. It's neat for those kids to be able to get home and play in this environment. But it's time for us to learn who's who. I mean, Derek has played well. All right, Derek, he's excited out there. I just looked at him. I just said, I'm happy I got Derek Willis on my team. And he laughed. But he's, let's go do it here now. And so, Jamal, Isaiah, you foul, you're coming out. You better play without fouling because they're driving. So it'll be interesting stuff we have to do and how we're going to try to feel this thing through. And the game, who knows, we're going to try to do our stuff. They're going to try to do their stuff. They deny a lot. They spread the court. They make it hard on catches. We're working hard to get open. We don't do a great job of it right now. They'll play gaps so the dribble drive's a little harder, which means it forces you into some threes that you maybe don't want to take. So we got to figure some of that stuff out. But
How much do they play off turnovers, turning the other team?
they fly. They fly up and down the court.
And what do you think about how well you guys are?
All depends. Our one issue is when our point guard drives, when he's underneath the basket to get the 2 and the 3 to go back. That's been an issue for us right now. So if he drives and misses, good chance they're throwing it ahead for a layup because that's something we've worked on, talked about, but it's not hitting home right now.
What's your relationship with Coach K like? I know he was featured in some of your Hall of Fame stuff and those things.
Yeah, I think we have a good relationship. I mean, we're not part of the same, quote, tree. I really respect him as a coach. I respect him as a person. I told him, I did it publicly, and I told him personally what he's done through USA Basketball for my players. Derrick Rose went from being really good to being an MVP. Anthony Davis went from who am I to an all-star. DeMarcus Cousins, and I told Jerry Colangelo at the time, if you put him on this team, he will be an all-star. They put him on USA Basketball, the kid becomes an all-star. So I've told him, I've done it both privately and publicly, I appreciate what he's done for my guys. Now I want John Wall in there. Let him go. Eric Bledsoe's having an all-star year right now. I mean, Brandon Knight, we got guys, Karl Towns cannot. He's got to play for the DR. But we've got guys out there. Terrence Jones was so excited to be called out to play in Vegas. First thing he did was call me. I just got a call, Coach. I want to tell you I'm here. We had a bite to eat, and the excitement that he had a chance to be in that grouping. So,
John, in light of what happened in Paris, how uneasy are you at all with the team going to major cities, Chicago, New York, Miami, L.A.?
I think everybody should step back and let's evaluate security. What are we doing for security? And again, I worry about my players, our fans, my own family, that they're there. And I think it's something that not just in football and pro sports, but in college. What's our security? What do we look like? And so I think, as I say that, I don't think I'm the first person to say it, but I think we all got to really look at that hard and just say, what's the security? And sad though. I mean, all this stuff, and like I said, just doesn't make sense to me. And but it puts us in a different mindset, and having to think about stuff like, you really have to think about that? Yes, you do.
Do you maybe look at a foreign trip down the road differently than maybe you would have?
Haven't thought about it. You know me, the foreign trip better not be more than an hour and a half away, or I'm not going. So, I doubt if that'll ever come into play. Well, as long as I'm here.
Time for a few more guys.
John, what about, you were talking about matchups and they haven't won. What about Ingram and what kind of things does he put in?
Well, obviously, I know him pretty well. We recruited him, and terrific player, long, active, can score the ball. Derek Willis would probably be a pretty good matchup for him. Two guys that size, and mobile, both can score, so that could be a matchup that would be a good thing for us. But again, we're going to do what we do. And the reason is, we're not going to change a whole lot. We need to know if what we're doing will work. So let's do it, and let's do it for a whole game. And if it doesn't work, I'll be able to come back and say, all right, we're going to have to make some adjustments here. This isn't going to work. They're going to play how they play. And then they're going to find out what works for them. Right now, they've played man-to-man defense 75% of the time, 80%. They've played zone, but when you look at the numbers, their field goal percentage defensively is better when they're in a zone than it is man-to-man. Does that mean they're going to come against us and say, let's just play them zone? That could happen. Now, will we be prepared for it? We know it could happen, but we're as prepared as we could be. 2 passes and throw it to somebody, try to get a shot. I mean, you know, we'll just see.
How hard is it for a coach, though? Okay, you go into this game and we're going to try some stuff because I need to know if that's going to work down the line. But when you get in the heat of battle, it may not be working that well, but you know you got to stick with it.
Well, we have enough within what we're doing to keep trying. Like, there'll be something else is not working, then we'll move to something else. I'm saying how the overriding thing of how we're playing. Is this the right way for this team? You know, we're talking about Scal. If you try to make Scal Shaq, he's not, and you're kind of cheating him. But if you give it to him like at 8 or 9 feet, Tim Duncan, he's pretty good. Like, he can make the shot, he can make a play, he's a pretty good passer. So we're still trying to figure out personnel. You know, we're a different team with Derek Willis on the court. We're a different team with Isaiah on the court. Where do we fit in with Charles? This may be a good game for Isaac going against Plumlee. I mean, this may be his chance to go do your thing. And so all that is out there. And I just want these kids to be excited about playing it. Like, I'm excited about this game. I woke up, 6 o'clock. What's going on? I'm excited to coach in the game. I don't know if we can win the game. I just love the challenge. Let's see where we are right now. And that's what I want them to feel. We've been a month and a half, and it's a brand-new team. We're going to see it. Here's what I would say. They listen to everything I say. Now we're going to find out if I've been saying the right stuff.
Do you think the fans might help them get excited? Because they're excited, I'm sure. Just the idea of playing, dude.
I don't think like, you know what's crazy? The history that these guys know is like 2 years. You're going to ask them, hey, do you remember do you remember Leitner? Who's he? These guys don't know any of that stuff. If we had played them a year ago, they would know, like, okay. But we didn't. They don't. The history of this stuff, it's amazing. Like, do you know who Kareem Abdul is? I'm not sure. I mean, what? I mean.
Does it make you feel?
Yes. I throw the Wally Pip out there, and they're like, who? Wally Pip?
You got to come up with some moves.
I know. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.